Putting in around 2.5 million plants a year, Chris Fullerton knows a thing or two about growing the perfect pineapple. Based at Alimba on the Sunshine Coast in Queensland, he grows 3,000 to 4,000 tonnes a year for the processing market and another 2,000 to 3,000 tonnes for the fresh market. The key to producing good pineapples at Alimba, he says, is all to do with the light soil types.
Pineapples like to be on a very well-drained soil, so you can't get too much better than in the sand. But with that, the sand has its challenges in wash and so on and so forth. So we have a combination of drainage systems that, combined with silt traps, that help to manage that for us.
The Fullerton's drainage system is underpinned by roadways across the farm, with concrete drains installed on those receiving the highest volumes of water traffic. The concreted roadways are fed by contour drains that are strategically placed across the fields amongst the pineapples.
So we'll tend to try and get a metre of fall from one drain to the next. So if there's a 5 metre slope, we'll try to have basically five drains through there. So for every metre of fall, we'll have a drain. That water is transferred out either onto those concrete drainage systems that we have in place, or if there's no concrete there, we tend to try and form those roadways up into a V shape, and we'll have those heavily grassed, so it tends to slow the water flow right down, and also acts as takes the nutrient load out of that water as well. And where those the end volume of water ends up down at the ends of the blocks, we run that through a silt trap, which then the water escapes through an area that's heavily grassed again, and that reduces the nutrient load that enters the creeks.
Concreting the roadways came with a significant cost for the Fullertons. However, the benefits have far outweighed the initial outlay.
We bit the bullet, I suppose, back in the early days, as far as these concrete drainage systems went, and I can certainly vouch for that, because I did a lot of the concreting work that put them in, and they've more than paid for themselves over, and time and time again. So from our perspective, it's yes, of course it's costly to put it in, but it's costly to lose your topsoil. It's costly to be trying to transfer it back up into the paddock in the form of silt after it's been washed out.
While the financial benefit of the extensive drainage system is clear, it's not the only thing driving Chris Fullerton. He says effectively managing water to better control sediment and nutrient loads on his property contributes overall to a healthier catchment.
We're very mindful of doing the right thing, because we are in a very well built up area, and impacts that we may have as farmers and growers on the general community, we try and keep to a minimum, and and we hope that the community is appreciative of that and continues to support us in the crops and food that we provide them.
While clearly a driven and innovative grower, Chris Fullerton still recognises the importance of getting help to analyse his business and make improvements. And that's where Growcom's Hort 360 comes into play.
Even if you think that you're doing quite a good job of what in your current practices, and I would consider that we certainly are here, but there's still benefits to be gained by having or taking part in the project, and having areas pointed out that you may have overlooked, or you may need to just maybe work on that a little bit, a bit more intense. So I think it's good from right across the broad spectrum of growers, whether they're at best practice or whether they're working their way up towards that. I'd certainly recommend it.